Welcome back to DHN. My name is Wade. Let's talk a little crypto. We're going to be covering a couple narratives in this video. The first one being what BlackRock is doing. Of course, we have to. And we're also going to be talking about a little XDC information that has stumbled upon my radar, fellas. Yes, we're going to be discussing the X coins in this one, but we have to start with this BlackRock narrative. BlackRock boss Larry Fink is praising Bitcoin as being digitized gold. This headline is coming from an interview he just did with Fox News. The full interview, he puts on the entire industry, ladies and gentlemen, but this clip here from Mr. Winklevoss really sums it up perfectly, because as early as 2020, BlackRock, as well as many of the other names we're seeing in the space right now, they wasn't giving us no love. They really weren't. But listen to how he feels now.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country, or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in. Let's be clear. Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency, and so it
an international asset. They're starting to see the bigger picture, or at least they're starting to publicize the bigger picture. If you haven't watched any of the videos on this channel yet, I would highly advise so, not just because it's my channel, but you'll learn that BlackRock has been here for quite some time, and they're also at the head of this narrative here. BlackRock, Fidelity, and spot Bitcoin ETF applicants could be meeting with the SEC next week. Now, the SEC does this. This is process as usual, as they call it. They typically meet with ETF applicants after they file in order to go over the next steps in the process. However, this story here, it's got a pretty interesting detail. Let's dive in a little bit, because the word is coming from Bloomberg ETF analysts Eric Balchunas and James Seyffart. They state that the spot BTF applicants and the US SEC could be meeting next week, according to their reliable source. He backs this up by stating, just to be clear, we can't 100% confirm this is true. We're just trying to share things we find interesting or useful from a legit source. Now, like I said, this is process as usual with the SEC and people who want to file an ETF. This particular meeting, though, it's important because if we get a decision next week, we're going to get an announcement next week. And like I have mentioned in numerous videos leading into July, the last 3 years for July, and as far as price goes, have been green, my guys. So this could be a catalyst to make us go 4 for 4. I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, outside of this, you guys know we focus on payments over here, and there's been a lot going on in the payment space. Particularly, New York Fed and financial firms report success with early digital asset payments. Keep in mind, all of this is happening right around the same time that the FedNow instant payment network is getting ready to launch. And what you'll see as you read some of these headlines is a lot of familiar names, and that's where I'm going with this one. New York Federal Reserve and several large U.S. banks, including Wells Fargo and Citi, reported success with an experiment that used distributed ledger technology for domestic and international payments between different financial institutions. The payment system, referred to as regulated liability network, succeeded in 5 areas tested for programmability, privacy, interoperability with other wholesale payment systems. So they're talking about connecting other payment systems. I have not forgotten about that BRICS update. Trust me, it just, the more I look into it, the more it unfolds. If you're a crypto researcher, you know how that gets. Now, what interests me the most is, again, the names involved here. Participants: Citibank, BNY Mellon, HSBC, PNC Bank. These names we've seen before. MasterCard, right? Let me show you this right here. This news came out a few days back. The U.S. Federal Reserve had confirmed the first list of firms that will be utilizing the FedNow upon launch In this article, which was published on the 29th, the date hadn't had come out yet, but we do know now that July 20th is the date of launch. And if you look at some of these names here, of course, JP Morgan, Bank of New York, BNY Mellon, US Bancorp, and Wells Fargo. The additional list of 47, it includes some pretty interesting names. What I'm seeing, definitely Volante Technologies, ACI Worldwide, Tassat Pay was another one that popped up, blockchain related company. Things that I have to do a bit more digging into, guys. I am noticing, I don't know if you're noticing, but things are speeding up. Things are definitely speeding up. Let me show you this one. MasterCard, crypto, credential. This is coming from MasterCard's announcement of the multi-token network. To read through the whole blog post, you can see it. It's publicly listed on their website. But what I want you to focus on is this is a network intentionally designed to incorporate all types of crypto payment platforms, and they're using APIs, of course. This particular section here, IOC 036, financial services, namely assetation services for financial data, connecting virtual asset service providers to other virtual asset service provider financial institutions to facilitate crypto transactions, financial services, namely facilitating exchange of consumer metadata between financial institutions for compliance purposes. That was a lot. Simply what it means is that this network, alongside the FedNow network, as well as whatever the name of the digital platform that the New York Fed is going to be working on, it'll all be interoperable, fellas. So we are starting to see the pieces be played, be put in place here, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. Now, let's talk a little XDC. Two of Australia's biggest banks, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia and ANZ, are working with leading Singapore-based blockchain company Zenfin on its mission to boost automation and transparency in trade, asset, and risk distribution. This is showing us just how far-reaching the XDC network is growing, guys. They've been focused on developer conferences, building out their ecosystem. This is just a quick reminder of what the XDC network is truly doing. This is courtesy of Crypto Nerd D. He always makes great content centered around the XDC network. As a matter of fact, he also shared this as well. The FIT Alliance aims to raise awareness and accelerate adoption of standards-based electronic bills of lading across all sectors of the shipping industry. These companies here is who I want you to keep your eye on. Bottom right corner, Tata Steel. That reaches all the way out to India. The Ant Group, we're going all the way out to China with that one. JP Morgan. How many times have we mentioned JP Morgan in this video? All of these systems are going to be connected. That's the one thing that you need to keep in mind when you're talking about crypto assets. These industries that have already been established, that have up until this point pretty much existed independently of each other, now have a technology to bridge the gap. And the bridging of that gap is going to bring in a whole lot of money to not just these industries, but to our portfolios, guys. And who doesn't like portfolio gains? But I want to leave you with another tweet that I saw, and it kind of set on me, and I wanted to share it with you, courtesy of XRP Supreme. What's so funny is so many people said so many coins wouldn't run, and to the exit, the shit shows back in 2020, yet he held strong and won. This time, he doesn't see any difference. XRP, XTC, VeChain, and HBAR will all win eventually. If you had VET, when I did from 0.002 cents to a run up to 25 cents, it was insane. I was there with you, my brother, and you are absolutely correct. Now, if you haven't heard, Instagram has launched a rival to Twitter. It is called Threads, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting, guys. If you haven't had a chance to check it out already, I would definitely suggest it. It's pretty clean of an interface. It's, you know, not any bots yet, no ads, and the integration process is super smooth. If you already have an Instagram account, you can just hop right over. But one thing I am noticing, there's not a lot of crypto communities on Threads yet. Let's be the first. With that, though, that's all I got for you. If you found value, of course, you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss the next one. And as always, I want you to have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And most importantly, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'm Wade Teamer. I'll see you in the next one.